Uh, I just wanted to talk to you about a little thought I was having about, this thing we are known for saying our politicians, people in the judicial system, lawyers, judges, in a nation of laws, we hold these truths to be self evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I've always found that a rather poetic version of the rule of law. And correct me if you wish. The rule of law quite simply states nobody above the law. The law applies equally to everyone. And okay, so here it is, the rule of law. Okay, this is from one of my old posts. The Supreme Court, the Constitution is the supreme law. The United Constitution calls itself the supreme law of the land. This clause is taken to mean that when state constitutions or laws passed by the state legislators or national Congress are found to conflict with the federal Constitution, they have no force. This is just the law, okay? I do a lot of copy and paste and, the laws, People used to laugh at me when I would quote this stuff. I didn't have the books to carry around with me. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not a politician. I didn't go to law school. Doesn't mean I can't read. What happens when any law that goes against the Constitution, a law repugnant to the Constitution, is void? With these words written by Chief Justice Marshall, Supreme Court, the first time declared unconstitutional law passed by Congress and signed by the President. Is an intricate system. The role of the Supreme Court has not been defined. All right, I just wanted to get a couple points across. That's all. This is what I do. When it comes to Constitution, I love it. I think it can be beautiful if actually it was happening. As a man, I haven't experienced this throughout my life. Somebody was giving me their speech about land of the free, home of the brave. Growing up, even to this day now, there's a lot of places I can't go in this country. I had to actually tell people about sundown towns, how they ever existed, why they ever existed. If the forefathers had lived up to this, would there have been a civil war? This law had been enforced. Would there have been a civil war? Would slavery have continued? I'm just holding them to the letter of the law when it comes to the rule of law. I've always lived by the letter of the law. I read the Constitution when I was 10. It meant something to me. It still means something to me. It means a lot more. I want it to mean something for everybody. This doesn't happen out there in real life. You walk out that door, it's not happening. It's not happening. Our public servants aren't living up to this. The law requires that they do. Their oath requires that they do. Violating that oath as penalties. Penalties for violating the oath. Look it up. Some have tried to give me their definition of the Constitution as violating the letter of the law. Look up penalties for violating the letter of the law. You know, that's outright lying. That's disinformation. Look up penalties for disinformation. Them not telling you it's deprivation of rights. Penalties for deprivation of rights. Considering everybody's been doing it for so long, for so long, they've been biting the hand that feeds them far too many times for far too long. They worked together. It's called a conspiracy against rights under the color of law, and there's a law against that. Penalties for conspiracy against rights under the color of law. It's hard to imagine a nation living under the color of law, but here we are. Here we are. I just like to show you the laws. Legally let you know what you're living with in a nation of laws. God bless, peace be with you. May your Creator always rain many blessings. I wish you nothing but a long life and good health.